Hello Leo, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here with your September 2025 mid-month general reading. We're looking at the second half of September for you, fire sign of Leo. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Please do subscribe and like. If you know your sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, watch those as well for additional insight. If something about this reading hits home and resonates with you, and you'd like to explore it in your own personal life and situation, how to navigate through it, or you just like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself or possibly as a gift for someone else, email me for more information, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description of this video below for those contact details as well. I can usually get back to you same day. I cover love and romance, relationship compatibility, career, work, money, investment, 6 and 12-month overviews, different costs, styles, lengths, lots to choose from. And I'm pretty diligent about timely scheduling of personal readings as I do this full time. So if you're interested, email me. Okay, our lovely lions, Leo. Let's see what the second half of September 2025 looks like for you. We begin with the world, a major cycle completion. Some of you are experiencing a sense of the ending of one chapter and the beginning of a new one, the ending of one cycle, the beginning of a new one. Perhaps there's been a completion. You've achieved something here. You may be taking a pause to celebrate that before you move on. Some of you may be traveling. Next, we have the High Priestess, trusting your intuition, which is our connection to the universe, God, spirit, angels, and guides. Some people call it higher self. Some people call it gut instinct. It's that feeling, those compulsions, that pulling, recognizing certain things, propelling us in one direction, or the feeling of going in one direction, warning us in the form of red flags, whether we listen to them or not. Our connection to spirit is always trying to align us or realign us on the path that's best for us. It's listening to that kind of still small voice inside of us. It often requires taking a step back and listening more than speaking to figure out what your intuition is telling you, what that gut instinct is telling you. So during the second half of this month, the second half of September, Leo, your intuition will probably be stronger, and you need to pay attention to it. Next, we have the Three of Wands. Really starting to see your efforts paying off. You're starting to see things coming into being. You're not quite to that big goal yet, but you're definitely feeling pretty good about what you've accomplished so far. And you're feeling very hopeful, positive, and optimistic about the future. You may be starting to see some of your smaller goals being met, or your efforts starting to pay off on the road to, a bigger goal, but feeling much more hopeful, optimistic, and positive about the future, because it's going to bring growth and expansion for you. It's going to require more work, more patience, but you're definitely feeling good about it. Feels like some of you have kind of reached a major milestone. Now, your crowning energy for the second half of September, Leo, is the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Fire. A new spark, a new beginning, exciting, the beginning of perhaps passion and desire, a creative or inspirational path, the spark, the initial beginning steps of something, a sudden burst of energy for some of you. An exciting new path awaits. Some of you may have travel on your mind, excitement, preparing for a trip, for a journey. Let's pull it back a little bit. Let's take a look at that Ace of Wands. The Queen of Wands, that's you, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. For some of you, it might be, another fire sign that's relevant. showing up as a queen, but this is a general reading, so it could be male as well. We have Temperance and the Five of Wands. There's a suggestion here that there has been or may be some difficulty, some conflict, some tension between you and someone else or a group of people. This is a card of conflict, of tension, of the same old arguments or vying for the same thing. It can be a card of competition as well. And Temperance is all about moderating ourselves, neither too much of one nor too much of the other. Harmony, grace, integrity, kind of learning how to adapt and adjust without losing your balance, which is the middle ground, right? That's the most stable. In a seesaw or teeter-totter, the outside arms representing other people, places, situations, change that we have no control over. That's life, right? We stay in the center, we stay in the middle ground, and we try to navigate through things with maybe shifting, adapting, and adjusting without losing our center. So there is a suggestion here that, and this may have been something that's happened recently, but there's a new start, a new beginning now. It also suggests that for some of you, there's a new start, a new beginning, some excitement over a new path, but there may be some challenges in it that you need to navigate. And in doing so, the key to navigating this is in a peaceful, harmonious way, in a balanced way, is to be balanced, is to be moderate in what you do, particularly in watching how you communicate with other people or find yourself getting drawn into competition with other people, or moderation is going to be key here. Grace, integrity, and moderation is going to be key here in navigating any challenges on this path. For some of you, it may be that this is something that's happened recently and you're coming out of it. So let's take a look at the World card. Completion, achievement, the end of a cycle, beginning of another one. For some of you, travel. The Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Wands. It's like there's a new opportunity in front of you that Spirit is bringing, which makes sense with the Ace of Wands. It's going to require, the Page of Wands messages, but starting off on a new path, it's exciting. The Page of Wands is how we feel when we begin that first step of the Ace of Wands, right? Eager, exciting, kind of open to adventure and creativity and exploration, and eager just to kind of move forward and see what there is available for us. And the Wheel of Fortune is divine timing and orchestration. Change, the cyclical nature of life that, is just part of life. It also may suggest for some of you that you are entering a time of perhaps change. And while that change may come across as positive or that change may come across as challenging, it's meant to be because it's there to provide an opportunity for learning and growth moving forward. Here, it's about kind of ending one cycle so that you can begin a new one. It also suggests being open. Again, whether this cycle ending, chapter ending so that you can begin a new one, whether it's a wanted or perhaps it wasn't really wanted or looked for. Spirit, it's divinely timed and orchestrated or divinely allowed, right? And there's this sense of needing to stay open, needing to be open. And again, I'm getting kind of a strong message for some of you. Don't allow yourself to be drawn into any kind of competitive energy or arguing about competition or comparing yourself to others or allowing others to compare you to others, right? There's a suggestion of that here, whether it's in love, whether it's in your social friendship circle or community, or whether it's in work. Don't allow yourself to get drawn into any kind of petty arguments or disputes or gossip or competitive insecurity stuff. Let's take a look at the High Priestess. The Knight of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Star. Interesting combination of cards. This is clarifying our intuitive priestess here, what you need to be intuitive about. Now, the Knight of Cups, so this can mean two different things. This can represent the Knight of Cups with the Five of Swords, that it may be that you're in a position of victory, that whatever the conflict or competition or fighting or petty whatever it was, that you may be in a position of victory, or you may be in a position of power, but at what cost? It may be that you've used methods to win that aren't methods of honor and integrity, because this card can represent regret over how we've done something, what we've done, or how we've done it. Now, the Knight of Cups represents being open to love, being open to the emotional journey, having our heart open here. And the Star is a card of renewal, restoration of hope, faith, and optimism. And it typically comes out after somebody's been through a difficult time. Like in the tarot, it comes after the Tower card. So it does suggest that there's been some difficulty. And this is a card of hope. This is kind of like when the Star comes out, it's kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel that encourages us, gives us, the strength and the faith to keep going, after a period of difficulty or through a period of difficulty. It may be for some of you, especially clarifying the High Priestess. Use your intuition is going to be important in any methods you use, especially in regards to communication, gossip, rumor mongering, competition driven by insecurities. Be careful of what you say, why you say it. I mean, this is about needing to stay kind of emotionally open and emotionally balanced, but not using anything that could be deceitful or underhanded or having, dishonorable motives or intentions. Be careful about that. Now, the other thing, too, this is more of a cautionary warning. Be careful about the people around you, especially with this Five of Wands, which is a card typically of conflict with other people or competition within other people. I mean, the Five of Swords represents winning, but at what cost? It might be that there could be a lot of collateral damage. This may not be, if there's a struggle or conflict or some tension, this may not be a battle that needs to be fought, that you need to engage in. This is about staying emotionally open and, again, staying balanced and moderate as well, not getting drawn into, operating with dignity, honor, and respect here. But being careful, too, to kind of check the people around you. It may be time for some of you to look at the people that are in your life, look at the people that are in your social circle, and ask yourself, is this a relationship, a friendship of purpose and meaning? Is this a deep and meaningful connection? If I needed them, would they come? If they needed me, would I come? Is this, it feels more kind of like re-examining the connections you have to people and whether they're really worth it or not, right? It may be that not everybody around you has your best interests at heart or is a true friend. Or a true partner to you as well. Some of you just need to kind of be careful about that. There's a sense here perhaps for some of you of wanting to use less than honorable methods to achieve some kind of victory or win or come out on top here. But again, this is all clarifying the High Priest. So this is, using your instinct and intuition to know if a battle really needs to be fought, if winning really needs to be, because the cost might be too high. And to try to keep an open mind moving forward and know that you're on the right path, and that if you're still going through a bit of a challenging time, things are going to get better. But it may be time to kind of start taking a look at the connections you have with other people, the friendships, the relationships you have in your life. Why are they there? Do they have any deeper purpose or meaning for you? Are they true connections? It may be time to start pruning your relationship life, relationships of all kinds. All right, let's take a look at the Three of Wands. I mean, it's a positive reading. For some of you, this is energy that, some of the more challenging energy is energy that you're coming out of into a new path. You've done the work to put it behind you. Others of you, there's a sense of completion and achievement and moving forward on a new path. But be careful about the people you take with you in the journey of your life, right? Yeah. Be careful that about honor and integrity on both sides, because you don't need to be that person, and you don't need people like that in your life. Okay, Three of Wands. Ace of Wands again. Eight of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. So we have the Ace of Wands again, an exciting new beginning. Eight of Swords and Nine of Pentacles. This is basically telling you that the only thing that's standing in your way is you, right? Your own. This is a purely mental card. Somebody who feels trapped and held hostage, unable to free themselves, but that's what they tell themselves, right? They could free themselves. They could affect positive change, but they may be afraid of the challenges that lie ahead on this new path. They may be afraid that it's going to require too much of them, that it might be difficult or challenging. They may be over-imagining the challenges, right, or putting too much emphasis on them. So they give them, and because there's a fear of that, they give themselves all kinds of excuses, reasons, and justifications why they can't move, why they're stuck. Don't do that. It's a purely mental card, and it means that the only thing that's stopping you from beginning this new path, moving on this path, or that has, is you yourself, your own fear and doubt and insecurity. Because really, you've worked really long and hard, whether it's financially, materially, it doesn't even matter if you're poor. This is somebody who's put a lot of work and effort into their life. They're enjoying that now. They don't need to be dependent on external things for validation of themselves. You've got this one. The only thing that can stand in your way, especially if there's other naysayers, the only thing that can stop you from moving forward into this growth and expansion is your own thoughts, which would keep you stuck and inactive. All right, advice, guidance. And also, if there's a lot of naysayers in your life, or a particular naysayer or a group of people or something, and they're constantly making you question or doubt yourself, it's kind of a sign that you may not need these people in your life. And by that, I don't mean people who honestly tell us, something that they feel is for our own good because they care about us, even though they're not in agreement with us. We don't want to surround ourselves with people who tell us only what we want to hear, because that's not a real friendship either, right? But I mean people who really instill insecurity and fear in us, or play on our fears and doubts and insecurities. The High Priestess again. The Three of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. Look, again, this is all about trusting your instincts, your intuition, your gut instincts when it comes to the people you have in your life. Make sure to, this is about having, legacy, long-term security and stability, particularly with your relationships with people, whether that's love, whether that's business, whether that's friends, and making sure that, it feels like you're kind of trying to seek deeper relationships at this point in your life, or looking at the relationships that you have with people in your life, relationships of all different kind, and asking yourself, is this a real relationship? Why are we together? I mean, why are we friends? What do we provide for each other? This is about kind of making sure that the people that you have in your life, you guys are kind of in alignment with how you fundamentally see the most important things. I mean, you can have different interests. You might not agree on politics or other different things, but this is about coming together or having a kind of a tribe or a group or a community that's kind of in alignment with each other, that you can have fun with and celebrate with and have friends with, but also that you can, create things together, or you can build things together, or you're kind of in alignment on the most important things in terms of, building long-term lasting relationships that actually have some purpose and some meaning, and carrying those throughout your lives, and trusting your instincts and your intuition. For some reason, it appears to be important for you in the second half of September. It feels kind of like, like if you look at the people in your life, all the different people in your life, as kind of a garden. I think Spirit here is suggesting that some of your garden may be overgrown, and you might need to kind of step out and start taking a look at, do I really need this in my garden? Or what am I contributing to this particular plant or flower or tree? What is it contributing to me? Does this need to be here, right? It feels kind of like a pruning, maybe one of those things we go through phases as we get older, wanting, relationships and friendships that are not just about the length of time that we've known them, although the continuity of that is important as we get older, but also, what purpose does it serve in our life, and wanting to have connections with other people that have some kind of meaning and purpose as we move forward. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Leo, those are your messages for the second half of September 2025. And for those of you for whom they made sense, I hope it was helpful. If you would like to take a deeper look at how this plays out in your own life, your own situation, how to navigate it, or again, you just like the reading, you can email me for more information, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description of this video below to see those contact details as well. I would be delighted to hear from you. I will see you all shortly. Be safe, be well, always, always many blessings to you, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.